smart woman did I fall into that trap? And I went, because I didn't know. I wasn't educated. So I decided, as I said, to, learn from my own mistakes and then use that to create Financially Fabulous and help other women not make the same mistakes and rebuild. But if I wasn't a single mum and I wasn't so passionate about changing it so that my daughter walks into a world that's better because I've been here and because we've all been here,
Right.
then, I would have never gone the journey to go back and try and do an MBA as over 40 and, launch a business and all of that. But when you're really committed, it's wonderful. It's joyful. Yes, it's long hours and it's stress. And, my daughter's watched me go through all of that and supported me along the way. And, but I've still been, home with her while we've been doing it. She had her first little business when she was 6 years old.
Great. What was her business?
It was called Book Bracelets. And what they were was beads strung on an elastic thing with charms that were bookmarks that you could use for a beautiful diary or something. And we did them because at the time a lot of my clients were real estate agents. So we ordered charms with real estate signs and stuff and sold them to real estate agents for their diaries and stuff. And then she did some other ones and she wanted to go to the markets. And so I took her to the markets and she worked out, so it was totally her business. So she worked out if she wore her beautiful fairy dress, I would just sit back, she would get more sales. More people would come up to her. And she did really well out of that business. Like she was making a couple of $100 a week usually when we went to the markets. And that's at age 6 and 7. And I stopped her when I decided to do my MBA because I didn't have time to take her to the markets. But we're sitting there now and, she likes everything IT, a bit like me, and stationery. And it's like, okay, well, what do you know that would help someone else in the world that would be willing to pay for it? What are your skills? And we're going through them and looking at, okay, well, how could you create some money for you and add value, So at the moment we're toying at the idea that she might teach Instagram.
Oh, wow.
Because she loves Instagram, and to businesses who want Instagram and can't do that because she's awesome at it. So, and she loves doing it and it is no biggie, like she loves it. So, I think it's definitely, I think we underestimate the power of entrepreneurship and the power of what powers we've got. I've said, well, you could, start up a little club with other kids, teaching them business and money and stuff. So, there's a lot you can do when you start looking at the world from a position of abundance rather than lack. You start recognizing that opportunities are everywhere. It's more about evaluating which are the right ones for you.
I
rather
believe
than
that.
saying they're not there.
I really agree with that. I think that there's a lot that we can do. We come with such potential, but unfortunately,
Yeah,
a lot of us die with it, and we never used it.
yeah. And that's, like Financially Fabulous is about having a fabulous life and playing flat out and doing the things you love and taking care of the money along the way. So, because I was a coach, and a business coach, a life coach, I'm very into the goals and getting at what do you love? What if you had a blank sheet of paper, which you do when you're born, you're born with this blank sheet, what would a fabulous life look like?
And we know it now. I mean, everyone knows what it takes for them to be happy and content. A
Yeah,
friend of
what
mine
brings
said
you
to
joy?
a friend of mine said to me the other day that, "Oh, you always been lucky," but I haven't. My husband and I we made conscious decisions on purchases, on houses that we bought, because we wanted to make sure that I was able to be flexible, to be home with the kids, to spend time with my
Yeah,
husband when he was off. He worked long hours, but he had great vacation time, off holidays and weekends. And, we never had to be one of those couples that schedule time together, because when he was home, I knew, okay, he's going to be off this time. I made sure I didn't schedule clients, and then we spent that time together. So we
Yeah.
didn't necessarily have to go away. So it wasn't luck. It just that there was conscious decisions. And when the kids was younger, we made sacrifices. There were certain things we didn't do so we could stay in that position to have this, son in, private school, and make sure we had the transportation, but at the same time. So, with family vacations when the kids was younger, might have been just going to see family, and then when they got a little older, old enough to enjoy it, then we could went to Disney and different things. But we prepared
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah. And that's and really, I mean, I say, and I said this, to my uni students yesterday. That's really what it is. It is about deciding that you've got a blank slate and it's your life and you're going to live it, and what's going to bring you joy, and then just working out the strategies and knowing when you know your values, then, and you understand money, then you make smarter choices. But leaving the money out of it is crazy, and letting life happen to you is crazy too. Like, life happens, we know that, but when you've got a clarity and a purpose on what you're here for and what you want to do, and it's your life and you're going to live it, we all know that you can, women, I think, are such fabulous, jugglers often,
Oh,
like, we
yes.
can stretch budgets, where there's no money, and have a real blast, because we get that it's about the people around us. It's not about the money. But, when you get older, having ignored the money and having overspent it and stuff can cause you real grief and leave you in that poverty street. So I'm very big about both, but I do think, life is supposed to be fabulous. And if it's not, guess what? You get a new chance every day, every minute, to sit there and make the decision that I'm not happy. What am I going to do? I'm going to do something.
So, Karen,
Just
also remind everyone how they can contact you again. I know we did that like midway, then we had the technical issue. So I wanted to make sure that they knew how to connect with you, download your free class, and maybe get started on being financially fabulous.
Yeah, so you can get me on. You're a Twitter girl, so at Twitter at Luvya, LUVYAA, and then on LinkedIn, Financially Fabulous is there. If you Google that, you'll see it on LinkedIn, and we've got a Facebook page as well if you're on Facebook. So depending what you like, but to get the free series, just go to www.financiallyfabulous.net. And you'll get those drip fed out to you, and you can start working and getting in touch with what you want to do, and learn, get some education and some tools to help you.
Okay, and thanks, Karen. I mean, for financially fabulous, we probably will bring you back because we kind of ran over an hour, but I know you and I can talk for 3 or 4 more hours about this topic. And
I know.
it's kind of like, okay, we we don't want
Oh,
anybody to fall asleep
it's like
on us
meeting a
here.
soul sister on another continent. I love it.
And next week, we're going to have Pamela Gottlieb, the reputation coach and award-winning master marketer. So definitely touch bases with launchover40.com.